Hello guys and welcome to our new math session. Today's lesson is going to be adding and subtracting fractions. So let's start. Here the first part of the video is going to be adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominators. So first of all, when you add or subtract fractions, you must make sure that they have the same denominator. So it's just a reminder, okay? So let's have an example. 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4. First of all, I will ask myself a question. Are the denominators the same? Yes, so I will add. I will keep the denominator the same. It's gonna be equals to 4, this denominator, and after that I'm gonna add the numerators. So 1 plus 2 equal 3, and the denominator is gonna be the same, which is gonna be 4. So I will just want to say an example in real life. Like for example, you ordered a pizza with your friend and you ate one piece out of 4 pieces, and your friend ate 2 pieces out of 4 pieces. So both of you ate 3 over 4 of the pizza. Okay, so you are just adding the numerator and put it here, and denominator is gonna be the same here. Okay, so let's have another example. 7 over 11 minus 2 over 11. So the denominator is the same? Yes, so subtract the numerators. So 7 minus 2 equals 5, and the denominator is going to be 11. The same denominator. Okay, here another question. 4 minus 9 minus 3 over 9. 4 over 9 minus 3 over 9. The denominators are the same, so I'm just subtracting the numerators. Normally, 4 minus 3 equals 1, and the denominator is going to be 9, the same thing. Okay, one more thing. 9 over 17 plus 8 over 17. So what I'm gonna do here, denominator is the same, add the numerators. 9 plus 8 equals 17, and denominator is gonna be 17, is the same thing, but take care, 17 over 17, it's equals to 1 whole. Okay, so we learned something here. We have to simplify to the simplest form, and if we have the denominator and the numerator the same thing, so it's only 1 whole. Okay, so let's have another example. 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4, it's going to be equals 2 over 4. You added the numerators and you kept the denominator the same. But here do you notice something? 2 over 4. If you just memorize the divisibility rules, you will understand that these two numbers are even numbers, so I can divide them both by 2, so I will have the fraction in a new form, or the simplest form with 1 over 2. Okay, let's have another example. 5 over 8 plus 1 over 8. So denominators are the same, and let's add the numerators. So 5 plus 1 equals 6, and 8 is gonna be the same, 6 over 8. Again, both of them are even numbers, so I can divide them both by 2. So the answer is gonna be 6 divided 2 equals 3, and 8 divided 2 equals 4. They have the same value as they are equivalent fractions, but just in the simplest form. Okay, 5 over 6 plus 3 over 6. Same denominators, so add the numerators. 5 plus 3 equals 8 over the same denominator, which is 6. 8 over 6 here. Look here, the 6 cannot hold the 8. It's improper fraction. So you have to change it into a mixed number. So 8 over 6, I will just make the division here. 8 divided 6 equals 1 up and 6 down, and then subtract. 8 minus 6 equals 2, and we just make this movement. Here it's gonna be we did nothing. So it's WDN, the whole number, which is 1, numerator, which is 2, and denominator, which is 6. Okay, but I can see here still I can simplify this fraction. So I will keep the whole number as it is, and then simplify this 2 over 6, which is going to be 1 over 3. Okay, let's have our classwork, guys. So pause the video for 10 minutes, solve these questions, and then get back to me. Okay, let's solve it together here. 7 over 10 plus 2 over 10, they have the same denominators, so let's add the numerators, which is going to be 9 over 10. Easy. 5 over 9 minus 3 over 9, which I have the same denominators, so 5 minus 3 equals 2 over 9. Okay, here. 9 over 32 minus 6 over 32. The denominators are the same, so I will just subtract the numerators. 9 minus 6 equals 3 over 32. And take care, you have to ask yourself a question every time you're answering these kind of questions. Are or is this fraction is in the simplest form or not? So if yes, so go ahead for the next question. If not, please simplify. Okay, 1 over 6 plus 5 over 6, the same denominators, so add the numerators, so 1 plus 5 equals 6, and the denominator is 6, so I have 6 over 6, which equals to 1 whole. Okay, 18 over 50 plus 25 over 50. Again, the same denominators, so keep it as it is, and add the numerators, which is going to be 43. 11 over 20 minus 7 over 20, the same denominators again, and I have to take care of the sign, guys. It's minus, so 11 minus 7, which is going to be equals to 4 over 20. I have to simplify. So I can see here that these two numbers, 4 and 20, are divisible by 4. So I can divide them both by 4, which is going to be 1 over 5. Okay, 7 over 12 plus 9 over 12. Again, the same denominators, so it's going to be adding the numerators, which is going to be 16, and the denominators is going to be the same. So it's going to be 16 over 12. But again, this is an improper fraction. I have to change it into a mixed number. So I will just make it division, so it's going to be 1 and 4 over 12. Okay, but take care again. This fraction is not in the simplest form, so I have to simplify it. So you can just divide them by 4, both numerator and denominator, so it's gonna be 1 and 1 over 3. Okay, look at this question. I have 3 fractions, so don't worry at all. Look at the denominators. Are they the same? Yes, so add the numerators no matter how many are they. So 3 plus 5 equals 8 plus 1 equals 9 over 8. 9 over 8 is an improper fraction, so change it into mixed numbers, so it's going to be 1 and 1 over 8. Okay, so let's jump to the other part of this lesson. Adding and subtracting fractions, but with different denominators. I want to remind you, with this reminder. When you add or subtract fractions, you must make sure that they have the same denominators. Okay, so for example, 5 over 8 minus 3 over 10. Oh, these two fractions don't have the same denominators, so I have to think of a number that it's divisible by 10 and divisible by 8 at the same time. So I need to find number common, like in the times table of 8 and the times table of 10. Or by other words, I have to search for the LCM, the least common multiple for 8 and 10. Okay? So I can see here that 40 is in table 8 and 40 is in table 10. So I will make the denominators over 40, both of them. So I have to make an equivalent fraction for it. So I will multiply 8 by 5, but take care, whatever you made down here, you have to make it up. And the 10 here, I will multiply it by 4. So you multiply it down to make it 40, the 10 by 4 to make it 40, so we have to multiply up by 4. So 3 times 4. So here it's going to be 5 times 5 equals 25, 8 times 5 equals 40, minus the same sign here. 3 times 4 equals 12, and 10 times 4 equals 40. And then they have the same denominators, so let's get back to the first case. Subtract normally the numerators. 25 minus 12 equals 13 over 40, and this is the answer for this question. Okay, do you understand that? Let's have another example. 5 over 7 minus 1 over 4. What's the LCM of the 7 and 4? Or I can say, what's the LCD? The least common denominator. The least common denominator, okay? So, here, if you think here, you'll find out that the 28 is the least common multiple of 7 and 4. So, I will multiply down here by 4, and I will multiply up by 4. And here, to change this into 28, I have to multiply down by 7 and up by 7. And then, let's do it here. 5 times 4 equals 20, 7 times 4 equals 28, 1 times 7 equals 7, and 4 times 7 equals 28. And then subtract. 20 minus 7 equals 13 over the same denominator, which is going to be 28. Okay, another example. Half plus 1 over 4. So I have to make them the same denominator. What's the LCM of 2 and 4? Yes, it's 4. So I will multiply here by 2, down and up. And here I will multiply by 1, or don't do anything here. It's already, if you multiply by 1, it's going to be the same fraction, which is going to be 1 over 4. So I will not do anything in this fraction. So I will multiply this fraction by 2 up and 2 down. So it's going to be 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4. Now they have the same denominators, so let's add the numerators normally. It's going to be 3 over 4. Okay, another question. 3 fractions. Again, it's very easy and very simple if you just know how, if you just have the know-how to solve these kind of questions. The first thing that jump to your mind has to be to find the LCD of these denominators. Here it's 2, 4, 8. I can see that the LCD is 8, so I can multiply 2 to change it 8. It change it into 8, so I will multiply it by 4 down and up. And the 4 to change it into 8, I will multiply 2 down and up. And 8 to change it into 8, oh, I will not do anything. It's already 8, so I will not do anything. So I will write down 1 times 4 equals 4 over 8. And 1 times 2 equals 2, and 4 times 2 equals 8. And here's the same fraction, so which is going to be 1 over 8. And then they have the same denominators, add the numerators normally. 4 plus 2 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7, so the answer is going to be 7 over 8. Okay, so it's time for your classwork, guys. So pause the video for 10 minutes and then get back to me. Okay, so let's solve it together here. 3 over 10 plus 1 over 5, I have to make them the same denominator. So to find the LCD of these two denominators, 5 and 10. And the LCD here is 10. It's very easy and simple. So I multiply here by 2, down and up. So here it's gonna be the same denominator, which is gonna be 2 over 10. So 3 over 10 here is the same, plus 2 over 10. So if you answered it, or if you added them together, it's gonna be 5 over 10. Take care, you have to simplify. 5 over 10, I will simplify it by dividing up and down by 5, so it's gonna be equals 1 over 2. The next question, 5 over 6 minus 1 over 12. What's the LCM of the denominators? Yes, it's 12, perfect. So I will multiply here, this is gonna be the same fraction, and I will multiply the first fraction by 2 up and down to change the denominator to be 12. So I will multiply up and down by 2, and then answer it. 5 times 2 equals 10, and 6 times 2 equals to 12, so it's gonna be 10 over 12 minus the same fraction, which is gonna be 1 over 12. And then it's gonna be equals to 10 minus 1 equals 9, and the 12 is gonna be the same, so it's 9 over 12. Okay, you don't need to do anything here? Of course not, you have to simplify. So 9, I will just divide it by 3 here up and down. 9 divided 3 equals 3, and 12 divided 3 equals 4. So it's gonna be 3 over 4, which is the simplest form. Okay, another question. 5 over 9 minus 5 over 18. Okay, very simple and very easy. I will make the denominators the same. So here I want to change the 9 and 18 to be with the same denominator, so I have to search for the LCM. So the LCM of 9 and 18 is gonna be 18, so I will change the 9 into 18, and the 18 is the same thing, so I will not change it. So changing the 9 to 18, it's gonna be multiplying by 2 up and down. So here's gonna be 10 over 18 minus 5 over 18, which is gonna be equals to 5 over 18. Okay, another question. 1 over 4 plus 7 over 16. So I have to change the denominators to be the same thing. Search for the LCM and change it. The LCM here is 16. So to change the 4 into 16, I will multiply by 4 up and down. And the 16 here is the same of the LCM, so I will not do anything in this fraction. So 1 times 4 equals 4, and 4 times 4 equals 16. And this fraction is the same, so it's going to be 7 over 16. If you added them together, it's gonna be 4 plus 7 equals 11, and 16 is the same denominator here, so it's 11 over 16, and it's in the simplest form. Okay, another question. 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. What's the LCM of 3 and 2? What do you think? Exactly, it's 6. So I will multiply here by 2 up and down, and I will multiply here by 3 up and down to change the denominators to be 6. So 2 times 2 equals 4, and 3 times 2 equals 6. So it's going to be 4 over 6, and here 1 times 3 equals 3, and 2 times 3 equals 6, so it's going to be 3 over 6. So 4 over 6 plus 3 over 6, they have the same denominator, so I don't have any problem right now. I will just add the numerators. 4 plus 3 equals 7, and the denominator is the same. I have 7 over 6. This is the answer. No, it's not it's not like the final answer. This is an improper fraction, and I just need to change it into mixed number. So 7 over 6, if you just make the division, it's gonna be 1 and 1 over 6. And this is the final answer in the simplest form. 5 over 9 minus 5 over 12, I will make the denominator the same. So search for the LCM of 9 and 12. What is it? 9 and 12. It's 36. Yes, of course. 36 is the least common denominator, or the least common multiple of 9 and 12. So I will make the denominators the same, 36. So I will multiply down and up here by 4 for the first fraction, and I will multiply by 3 down and up for the second fraction to make the denominator 36 and to make an equivalent fractions. So the first one here is 5 times 4 equals 20, and 9 times 4 equals to 36. This is the first fraction, 20 over 36, minus 5 times 3 equals 15, and 12 times 3 equals to 36. Now I have the same denominators, so I can easily solve it. 20 minus 15 equals 5, and the denominator is 36, so the answer is 5 over 36. Okay, what about half minus 1/3? So again, make the denominators the same. So here I will multiply by 3 down and up. The LCM is 6, as we did here in this question. So, and here in the other fraction here, I'll multiply by 2 up and down. So I made the denominators the same, 6 and 6, like this is the denominator. And 1 times 3 equals 3, 1 times 2 equals 2. So I have 3 minus 2 equals 1 over 6. Okay, let's have this question. 1 minus 2 over 3. This one is 1 whole. It can be changed to any form of fraction. By the way, 1, it can be 2 over 2. It can be 3 over 3. It can be million over million. So, I will make it easy for myself. This one, I will change it to be with the same fraction here, with the same denominator. So, the denominator here 3, so I can change this one to be 3 over 3. It's 1 at the end. So, I can play with this 1 whole to be any number over the same number. So I would just make it easy for myself and change it to the number with the same denominator of the other fraction. So 3 over 3 here, this is the 1, minus 2 over 3, the same denominators, so it's going to be 3 minus 2 equals 1 over 3, and this is the final answer. Okay, so thank you guys for listening, and this is your homework. Have a wonderful day.